Hello, my name is Indigo Ochoa, and this is my music capstone. I really love this project simply because I can go over all of the skills that I've been learning over the past like 3 semesters here at Front Range. And alike to that, I also am really excited to talk about everything that I've learned outside of the academic process that just kind of trailed along with everything that involves music and learning about DAWs, mixing, instruments, live setups, recording, everything that I can think of is going to be brought and talked over in this video. So, kind of the first thing that I'm going to be discussing is the DAW and like how I worked in it, what DAWs that I worked with. Number one, I say the biggest one for me was definitely Ableton. Same with other people that I worked with to make one of the other songs. By the way, we all made these, but I did have a really big role in mixing it, producing it, playing the instruments and everything. So yeah, the biggest DAW was definitely Ableton. Second, I would like to say is Logic, and third was Pro Tools. Pro Tools was more or less kind of like a filler when I couldn't access Ableton where I needed to. And in the process of making this song specifically, I used Logic with my buddy Devonte. We got in the studio. I played guitar, programmed all the MIDI and mixed it, and he kind of assisted me on the side with chopping it up, making sure everything lined up, making sure everything was in time, and that was awesome. It was a big help, and it taught me a lot about like how easy producers are able to just take a little snippet, even if you mess up and it's out of time, and make it in time. And yeah, I taught myself how to do that as well through learning from him. And yeah, so this song kind of represents all those things. Specifics of the DAW, I'll just be going over the effects that I put on the guitar because everything else kind of fell into place. The drums was just big effect that I used was compression. I did not want a lot of attack on the compression, and I wanted it to fade off pretty quick as well. So the compression was very slight within the drums. However, for the guitar, the compression was it was pretty simple. It was pretty straightforward. I mean, the default settings, they have presets in it, and I just ended up picking one that, it kind of like stopped at like the mid end, and just cut off a tiny bit of peaking, from the guitar, because I did pluck a couple times and it would hit my nail on my guitar, and it got pretty loud. My favorite one that I put on the guitar was definitely the reverb. I did put a lot of attack on the reverb, and the fade was definitely there. I wanted it to sound roomy. I did not want it to fade out immediately. I didn't want the reverb just to go like, you know what I mean, with every pluck. So I wanted it to kind of linger, and like it's almost to me like the pedal on a piano when you like press it down, and like one key's like doop, you press down the pedal, it's like dun, and lets it ring out. That's kind of what reverb is to me. So that's exactly what my favorite part of the guitar was. I hope you enjoy. I worked on this project pretty hard. Me and Devonte got in the studio, and we were there for a while trying to make the pluck sound right and make sure everything was in time. And yeah, hope you enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really love making this project. Honestly, I'm so happy with how it came out at the end. And yeah, I'd say the biggest highlights of this was definitely like learning about the MIDI, how to find it. Devontae had taught me about Splice and the plugin that he used, and where you just like go through, find all these things. So what we do together, we just sit down, like listen to all these sounds. We go like, oh, like this, like this, like this. Like my suggestion was the bells at first, and then he found the voicing at the end, and so we decided to pitch correct it together and see what it was gonna fit, see if it was gonna fit into the key of the guitar, which it did, and it came out absolutely lovely. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next song I'm gonna be playing, this one was mostly done by me in Ableton, and the effects were definitely more prominent. I got a lot of time to work on this one, so this is one that I'm kind of most proud of because this one is strictly only me. I didn't have any help whatsoever. This was all me. So the guitar was like direct input right into this Scarlett that we had. I did end up using the Computer Lab at Front Range because they have so many nice plugins. They obviously have Ableton for free, and yeah, it's not how I prefer to record my guitar, but it definitely worked out super well. The biggest aspect of the DAW that I really liked was obviously the effects. The major ones were obviously the reverb, that was really good, and also simpler. I was able to like what was it, increase the attack on the wave file. So after I increased the attack on the wave file for the violin, it came out a lot more like abruptly, because like with this, I had a certain rhythm that I was playing my guitar at, which I needed the violin to hit at a certain time so that it could stay the way I wanted it to. So yeah, the attack was pretty high, and then it obviously faded out. I like the middle end for the violin that was in it. And as for the guitar, putting on amps, distortion, reverb, the bright room filter. I put bright room filters on basically everything in this track, and it helped out create like a live sound for it, because I don't prefer to do direct input with the guitar, but it definitely came out in a way that I'm pretty proud of. So I hope you guys enjoy this next track. hope you enjoyed that one. That was pretty awesome. That one was on me. This next project is the video I just showed was the beginning of this project. So this is probably the biggest one, definitely in like the whole discography that I guess I just made throughout this semester, using the knowledge from the last 3 semesters I had here at Front Range, learning about music and stuff. So yeah, this one is definitely the biggest. We used live miking that me and Hunter learned from live audio in this first clip to just kind of get like the basics down. We were creating and composing the guitar strictly just off of the dome. Like we were just doing it. We were in there for about like 4 hours creating this, and we made like 3 sections and then modified them later in this final track. So then once me, Hunter, and we actually asked our friend Josiah to come over to Hunter's house, and we all started a jam sesh using the things that we composed, mixing it in Ableton because Josiah had Ableton, so we all took turns mixing it. I definitely had a big role in adding some effects, chopping it up, making sure everything was in time, although it was not very in time at some parts, but it still sounds really good, and I'm happy with how it came out. This was definitely like the from bare bones to real song in like my whole discography. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And yes, I'm very proud of this one. We all worked on it pretty hard. So this is kind of my conclusion, but through going to Front Range, through learning all of these things, um, it was absolutely enlightening experience. I've always loved playing guitar. I've always wanted to put it in a DAW. I've always wanted to make a good full song and never had the chance. However, taking this course and learning about all these things really gave me a clear, concise outcome to all of these ideas. That song that just played, it came out absolutely perfectly. I mean, it's almost a miracle at how good it came out. Like we were able to EQ out like so much rough patches of those drums. We used 2 mics. It was insane. We used 2 mics and we taped them together. It was Josiah's idea, but we ended up all doing it. And we ended up doing it for the guitar, the amp, and we ended up doing it for the drums as well. And so yeah, it's just a miracle that the drums came out so clear and concise after We mixed it. I had made a couple of modifications to the compression and also the EQ of the drums. I really wanted to cut out like these peaks, like the high end peaks where the cymbal was crashing too much. So I kind of muted the high end about like I wanted to say like 6K to 4K range by I think 10 decibels almost, or maybe a little more than that, because it was so loud, like like sharp as hell. You could hear the digital distortion as well, like the square waveform. And yeah, so after that was all done, the final project, the final product was here. And yes, so I have learned a multitude of things, and I am gonna keep pursuing this over the summer, keep making songs, and hopefully I'll have an album done. It's definitely one of my biggest goals. Have an album done by the end of summer, and yeah, try to get into a couple of gigs with Hunter and Josiah. And that is my musical adventures as of late. I hope you enjoyed.